First of all, big congrats, as we have already completed all the basic level shortcuts. Now we are going to move towards the intermediate. So let's start with formatting and navigation part 1. First function we are going to learn will be how to display format cells dialog box. So if you press Ctrl 1, this will allow you to see format cells dialog box. This allows you to change the contents of the cell from a number to a currency or to accounting, date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, text, special, custom. You also have the ability to toggle through the top ribbon to select alignment, where you can change the horizontal or vertical alignment to left, right, center. Or you can also use the functions for wrap text, shrink to fit. Then in font, you can select any fonts. You have special effects which you can use. You can also use the borders, fill protection with just 2 local height formulas on your worksheet. Next function we will learn is show or hide top ribbon. So as we discussed earlier, the top row is referred to as the top ribbon. Within the top ribbon, you have detailed content for each of the ribbon tab if you press Ctrl F1. This will allow you to hide the content of the top ribbon, and this allows you to just have a much wider interface to be able to see the spreadsheet, and you can press Ctrl F1 again to view the content of the top ribbon. Now we're going to learn how to display the cell formula on the worksheet. So you can click on any cell which has a formula. You can see the formula on the top bar. However, you can press Ctrl and the tilde sign. This will allow you to see the formula within the cell, and you can press it again to hide all the formula. Again, if I go to the column J, I can again press Ctrl and the tilde sign, and it shows me the formula. This function is very helpful. Well, where there's an error, and the formula may not have been copied correctly, or if you just want to analyze the formula to make sure that the function or formula which you're using is correct. Now you're going to learn how to quickly move your selection from one cell to the other. So let's say you're on the cell A2 and you want to move to cell B2. You just have to press tab, and you can continue to press it to keep moving forward. And then if you want to go back, you can simply press shift tab that allows you to move backwards. Just for your information, generally, whenever you use shift, it allows you to perform a reverse function. All right, then if you want to remove any content of the cell, all you have to do is just press delete. Once you press delete, the content would be removed. Now we're going to learn how to change the format of a cell. So let's say in the column I want to change the format of these cells to percentage. All I have to do is press Alt-HN, and then I can use the down arrow key to toggle to percentage. And once I click Enter, I would be able to see all the content of cell change to a percentage. You can also use this function to change the content of cell to currency number counting, and the list goes on. Then to change the font size, you can use the function Alt-HFS, and then you can simply type the size of the text you need. So currently it's 11. I'll type 15 because I want it a little bigger. Now you can see I have it as 15. Now if I want to go back to 11, I can type Alt-HFS again, and then simply type 11 to go back to the old font size. So this function is mainly used when you want to pick a font size of your choice. If you simply want to just step up the font size by one level, then you can use the function Alt-HFG that will step it up by one. You can press Alt-HFG again. Now it goes one more level up, and then similarly if you want to decrease the font size, you would press Alt-HFK. Now we are back to the original size. Then if you want to change the cell color, you can simply select the selection, and then you can press Alt-HH. That would activate all the colors, and then you can toggle to any color you need and press Enter, and it will change the color of those of one cell or multiple cells, which you would have selected. If you want to remove the cell color, then all you have to do is, again, press Alt-HH and followed by N. As you can see over here, the shortcut automatically gets highlighted. As you know, all edit shortcut was to select the color. Now, if you want no fill, all you have to do is press N. And if you're wondering that even though I selected font color as no fill, we still have colors. That's because this table currently is formatted as a table, and you can always select Remove Table Formatting to remove format as a table. Now, let's say you only want to change the cell of the font within the cell. Then you can use the function Alt-HFC, and then again you can simply select the color. Let's go to red. Now it changes the text to the red color. Now, let's say if you want to change the number to a counting format. So I go to the column G. I can simply press the function Alt-HK. That changes is counting format. Now let's assume this was not in a percentage format. So let's remove the percentage format quickly. Let's say I want to use a shortcut to change the content of these cells to percentage. I would press Alt-HP. That will convert these numbers in the percentage format. Then often you have a challenge where there are a lot of decimal places, and you want to add or remove a decimal place. So this shortcut to increase or decrease decimals at the end of the number is very handy. So you can just simply select the selection and then press Alt-H9. To remove a decimal, I'll press it again. All this time, so this takes away all the decimals and does automatic rounding. But let's say now if you do need 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places, you can simply press Alt-H0, Alt-H0, Alt-H0 3 times, and that will give you 3 decimal places. Now, if you want to change to currency format again, you just have to select the selection and then press Alt-HAN. And then you can toggle between which currency you need and then press Enter. That will add the currency symbol at the beginning. Now, the last thing, how to start a new line within the same cell. Let's say Mark wants to add a surname in the same cell. If I type Alan after his first name, everything stays on the same line. But if I want Alan to appear on a new line within the same cell, I'll press Alt plus Center. This moves the text to a new line without leaving the cell. This shortcut is especially useful when adding long notes. For example, if I want to write that these electronics are related, and also mention that some items were damaged, but I don't want everything in one line, I can simply place the cursor before the word some and press Alt plus Enter. That shifts the text to a new line within the cell. I can then adjust the column width to make everything look neat. That's how this shortcut comes in really handy. That's all for now. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.